Hello everyone and welcome to another video on the channel. Today's video is my weekly watches. Done quite well for myself this week. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 watches this week to talk about. So pretty average, I suppose, pretty good for a week. Not done any cinema trips this week, and I think I've streamed twice. In fact, that just reminds me, I forgot to put something on Letterboxd because I completely forgot that I watched it. But yeah, decent mix of stuff here. Some really good stuff, some just bang average stuff. But we'll get on and talk about everything as usual. But before I get the video started, I will have a pickups video probably next week. I was waiting for a few things to come in before I filmed it, but pretty much everything's come in now. I did order something else on Friday, but I think it's coming from America, so it's probably going to take a couple of weeks to get here. So by then I might have a bit more stuff to show off with that. So yeah, I will be doing a video at some point to go up next week. I might do it after this, to be honest. But actually, 1, 2, 4, the last 4 titles will be in that video anyway, because I haven't showed them off yet. But anyway, we'll get started with my first watch of the week, which was The Smashing Machine. Is it Josh? No, Benny Safdie. His most recent film with The Rock and Emily Blunt. The Rock playing UFC fighter Mark Kerr. And I think this is the best performance I've seen from The Rock, in my opinion. I think he was absolutely incredible in this film. Emily Blunt was decent, but I think The Rock sort of overshadows her, in my opinion. The film definitely could have been a lot stronger than it was, but I still enjoyed it for what it was. Thought it was pretty interesting. But the standout of the film itself is The Rock's performance, definitely. So yeah, I'm glad I gave it a watch. I will keep it in the collection because I do quite like a biopic. So I probably will give it a go again in the future. I know a lot of people weren't as hot on this one as maybe I am. But yeah, I did really enjoy it personally. So yeah, that was my first watch of the week, The Smashing Machine. I followed that up by one of the highlights of the week for me. I did a watch along again with Sam at Sammy G's World of Cinema last Sunday evening, and we're both big fans of like little indie dramas, and we both owned this one. So we decided we'd give it a watch because it looked like it would be up both of our streets. So we stuck on The Station Agent with Peter Dinklage, Bobby Cannavale, Patricia Clarkson. You got Michelle Williams in here as well, and I bloody loved this film. It's such a good, just nice little film, 90 minutes long. Doesn't overstay its welcome, although I could watch another half an hour of this film just because I was really into the story and these characters. It's about a guy whose only friend in the world is his boss, and they run like a model train shop. One day his boss, who's quite elderly, just drops dead, but he's bequeathed him a train station in the middle of nowhere. So he goes and moves to this train station on his own. It's kind of run down. You can tell nobody's sort of lived there for years. But there's this guy who owns this like sort of coffee food truck, played by Bobby Cannavale, that stops there every day, and he's trying to befriend Peter Dinklage's character, but because he's sort of been bullied quite a lot in the past, he sort of doesn't want to like form any friendships. He also meets Patricia Clarkson's character, who's going through something herself. She comes and gets coffee from, I think, what's his name, Joe, every day. And yeah, it's just about these characters interacting with each other in this small town, sort of their lives. You slowly find out a bit more about throughout the film. Just a very pleasant watch. If you like a good indie drama, this one was at the top of my list of recommendations, I would say. It's a standout for me. It's one of the best I've seen in a long time. Directed and written by Tom McCarthy, who also gave us Spotlight. He did one called The Visitor, which I really want to check out. Win-Win, and I believe he's did he do Stillwater as well, and he's about to start production on a new film as well this month now, February it is. But yeah, that is The Station Agent. Next up, I had a rewatch of Men in Black 3. It'd been years since I last watched this. And in my opinion, I love all three of these films about on the same level. I think I gave them about 3.5 stars on Letterboxd, which I think is fair. It's just above average for me. I have a lot of fun with all three of these films. I know the second one gets a lot of flack. A lot of people don't like the second one. But for me, all three are probably about on the same level. Just entertaining sci-fi comedy stuff. It's great seeing Will Smith and Tommy Lee Jones bouncing off of each other. I know Tommy Lee Jones isn't in the third one as much as I would have liked him to be. But you got Josh Brolin playing a younger version of Kay, and I think he bounces really well off of Will Smith. Obviously, mainly set in the 60s, 69, he goes back to. You got some great characters, like Bill Hader playing Andy Warhol. Great little role for him in there. You have got Michael Stuhlbarg, blanked on his name then. His character's really interesting as well. I really like this film, and I love sort of the ending. You find something out about one of the characters at the end, and I thought that was a nice touch. You just finding out more about their backstories in a way. I'd love to see another one with these two back again. They're writing a new one. Will Smith supposedly attached to star. We'll see if that ever comes to pass, but I'd love to see them do another one. It's been long enough, so yeah, let's bring on another film. That is Men in Black 3. Next up, I watched a film called The Stone Killer, which is on the Indicator label. If you've seen I think it was my most recent deliveries pickups video. I got quite a lot of Indicator titles at quite a good price on Vinted. This was one of them. And I've not really seen many Charles Bronson films. This is one of the only films that I've seen with him in now. But to me, this sort of looks like Charles Bronson's attempt at a Dirty Harry. And in a way it is, but I don't think they go far enough with it. There's parts of this where you're like, yes, this is really gritty. This is exactly what I want to see, especially the opening sort of scene. Thought that was great. But other than that, for me, it was quite a forgettable film. It's one that maybe I'd probably keep hold of it. It's Indicator. I didn't dislike it, but I think I would give it a rewatch again in the future. Like I said, he's basically a cop. He doesn't always play by the books, but he doesn't go as far as, say, Dirty Harry would. I think it is set in New York, or is it San Francisco? It's not San Francisco. I think it is New York it's set in, actually. And yeah, it was entertaining enough for what it was for a 90-minute film. Yeah, I'm glad I watched it. And like I said, I'd like to give it a rewatch again. Maybe I'll like it even more if I do give it a rewatch. Next up, I followed that up with a film called Swing Shift from 1984, starring Goldie Hawn and Kurt Russell. I believe this is the film they met each other on. I mean, I know this came before Overboard. I don't know if they did anything before this. I don't think they did. So I'm assuming this is where they met. But yeah, it's not what I thought it was. I was expecting it to be more of a comedy just because of the people in it, just what it looked like. But it's definitely more of a romantic war drama, I would say. It's set sort of when the US troops are going out to fight in World War II. It's definitely a coastal area that they live in. I don't know where it is in America. God knows. But basically, all the men go off to war. Goldie Hawn's left on her own. Her husband, played by Ed Harris, leaves to fight in the Navy. So she's left on her own. All the women are charged with working at the factory whilst the men are away. Whilst at the factory, she meets Kurt Russell's character, who, of course, she ends up falling for. And it's about her trying to stay faithful to her husband, but also he's away, and she does have feelings for this guy. And it's about a friendship she forms with Christine Leahy, who is her neighbour. You got Fred Ward, got Holly Hunter in here. Yeah, really good cast. Got a song by Carly Simon in it as well. Decent little song. But the film overall was just alright for me. It doesn't really know exactly where it wants to go. It doesn't go full romance. Doesn't really go into the war that much. It's sort of an in-the-middle film. It's sort of don't know which way it wants to go. It's definitely got more dramatic elements in it. Sure, there's a few bits of comedy chucked in there, but it kind of feels lost, in my opinion. It was okay. It was entertaining. I wouldn't rush to go back to it again, but I am glad that I watched it. So yeah, that is Swing Shift. Next up, I decided to watch Grand Canyon, which is a Lawrence Kasdan film from 1991, I believe. Last year I watched, was it The Accidental Tourist? Another one, Mumford. I'd already seen The Big Chill, Wyatt Earp, a lot of his like 80s and 90s stuff, and this was one that I'd heard good things about. Got a great cast, so I picked it up towards the end of last year, and I thought, why not? I'll give it a go. Chucked it on, and yeah, it was good. It's not really got like a proper story to it, I would say. It is more about these characters and how their lives sort of intersect, how they all link together, and sort of change each other's lives in a small way. And you get the title from the end. I won't spoil what happens in case you haven't seen it, but I think the cast is incredible in this. It's a great cast. I think the two of the best characters in this are Kevin Kline and Danny Glover's character, just their interactions with each other. Some of the scenes they have with each other are excellent. Steve Martin's character, I don't know, sort of felt out of place in this. Sort of felt like they didn't really know fully where they were going with his character. Same with Mary Louise Parker. She kind of feels like definitely more of a side character. I think the best characters, like I said, are Kevin Kline and Danny Glover's. And yeah, it's a really nice little film. I enjoyed it. It's not one of Kasdan's best, but it still was good and worth the watch. Glad that I watched it. So yeah, that is Grand Canyon. 4 to go. Next up, I had a rewatch of One Battle After Another, which is all 4 of these you'll see in my deliveries pickups video. I picked it up because I think I was a bit harsh on it when I first watched it at the cinema. Well, I don't know. I do still think it's a tad overrated. I have pushed it up. I think I put it from a 4 to a 4.5 stars on Letterboxd now. And the reason why, it's just too long. I think if they cut it down a bit, it would go up to a 5 for me. It's definitely too long. There are scenes in here that could easily be cut out, and it wouldn't have an impact on my enjoyment on the film. I just think this time it just for some reason worked a little bit more for me. I think these characters are just so interesting. They've just got such interesting backstories and just lots of depth to them, and the way that they're played is just fabulous. I think the way this film is shot is brilliant. The sound design, the score just really works. It feels like a Paul Thomas Anderson film, and that end car chase scene is just near perfection in my opinion. I just absolutely loved it. Yeah, it's a great film. It is a great film, and if it wins awards, I think it deserves to, because it's an achievement in cinema in my opinion. Yeah, I'm glad I gave it a rewatch because I definitely did enjoy it more on this second viewing. But yeah, that is One Battle After Another. Then a little British sort of indie comedy drama, I suppose you would call it, that I'd never heard of before. It's called Before You Go, which is directed by Lewis Gilbert, who did lots. I think he did Alfie. I think he did quite a few of the Bond films. He did Educating Rita. He did Shirley Valentine, and this was his final film before he passed away. Although he passed away a lot later after this film came out, just didn't do a film after this. Although I read something interesting, he wanted to direct like an American version of Educating Rita, but it never came to pass. This is sort of like a comedy drama about 3 sisters who come back together when their mother dies. You've got Julie Walters, who's sort of the lead. She's the reason I got this film. I've just wanted to watch more stuff with her in. You've got Victoria Hamilton, who's, I wouldn't say she's very well known. She's mainly in British TV dramas I've seen her in. And Joanne Whalley, who was obviously married to Val Kilmer back in the 90s. John Hannah, Tom Wilkinson in here as well, who play 2 of their other halves. And it's about them coming back under the same roof for their mother's funeral, and sort of they don't get on. There's lots of drama history between them all. But it's also quite funny in parts as well, especially when Julie Walters' character just gets absolutely pissed because that's her way of dealing with it. Yeah, I really enjoyed this for what it was. It was a very pleasant, entertaining, easy hour and a half watch. If you like a good British drama, I say give it a go. You wouldn't be wasting your time. It was pleasant. Yeah, before you go. Then I had another rewatch, this time of another new release that I picked up this week, which was Good Fortune. Seth Rogen, Aziz Ansari, Keke Palmer, and Keanu Reeves. Loved this one at the cinema when I went to watch it back in October. So yeah, I just wanted to watch it again because I remember really enjoying it and thinking it was quite funny. Keanu Reeves definitely being the highlight of this film. I just love seeing him go into different genres all the time. I know he's done comedy before, obviously with Bill and Ted, but it was refreshing seeing him in this kind of role after doing John Wick and action films for so long. And he's definitely my favourite character in the film as Gabriel. And you've got Aziz Ansari, Seth Rogen, Keke Palmer. They're all great in the film as well. It's just a really good premise. I think it's done really well. Yeah, just a really enjoyable 90 minutes. Like a lot of these films I've watched this minute, short watches, which is why I've got so many in. If you've not seen it, it's sort of like not a body swap. I would say it's more of a life swap film where two people's lives get completely swapped. So you got a guy that's right at the bottom of the scale. He's really struggling to make ends meet, and he sort of meets this rich asshole played by Seth Rogen, who just doesn't really have to think about money, just does whatever he wants. And like I say, their lives sort of swap thanks to Keanu Reeves' character, and then stuff happens and it goes from there. But yeah, I say give it a go. Really enjoyed this one. So yeah, glad to have this and glad that I rewatched it. And then last but by no means least, I think this and The Station Agent are my highest recommendations of the week. I bloody love this film. I gave it like a 4.5 star in Letterboxd. It's not a 4.5 star film, but it's just that's how much I enjoyed it. It's called Freaks of Nature. It says Get Out Undead or Alive. This is just such a it was a blast. And another hour and a half film, easy watch. I mean, just listen to this cast. You've got Nicholas Braun, Mackenzie Davis, Josh Fadem, Joan Cusack, Bob Odenkirk, Patton Oswalt, Ed Westwick, Vanessa Hudgens, and Dennis Leary. And it's essentially a film. It's a teen comedy set in a world where vampires, zombies, and humans all have to sort of live together. It's sort of a normal thing. But then, all of a sudden, it's been many, many years, and they just think, hang on a minute, why are we all just... I'm a vampire. I should be bloody drinking your blood, killing you. And this all happens because aliens come down and they all start panicking. They all start going after each other. And it sort of follows Nicholas Braun's character, Mackenzie Davis's character, and Josh Fadem, who you got a human, a vampire, and a zombie, all got a team together to prevent sort of the end of the world. It's outlandish. It's a lot of fun. Just some great characters in here. Very funny. Quite gory, but comically. If you like a good teen comedy, if you just want to laugh, please give this a watch. I feel like it's a very underseen film. I'd not really heard of it before. But it is bloody brilliant. Yeah, I can't give this enough praise. Just like this and The Station Agent, my highest recommendations of the week. If you see nothing else from this list, watch those two. And I don't think you'll regret it. That is Freaks of Nature, which was my last film of the week. So that is it. That is everything that I've watched this week. Let me know your thoughts down below on the ones that you've seen. Of course, the live stream is on tomorrow, 7 o'clock as usual. I may or may not, haven't decided yet. It will be today, if anything. Be bringing back the quiz tomorrow. Now, as of right now, I think I've only got Kenny and Andy on tomorrow. But I'm going to try and invite a few more people, make it a bit interesting, see if anyone's free. Because, yeah, the quizzes are always a lot of fun, except for the last one, which went really wrong. But I'm not going to use AI this time. That was a mistake. I'm going to take the time, write some proper questions, like I usually would. That last one was just a bit rushed. I sort of prepared it on the day. I thought, oh, I'll use ChatGPT to help. Didn't go very, very well, although it was quite funny. But yeah, join us tomorrow if you're free at 7 o'clock. Because even if we don't do the quiz, it's always a lot of fun talking to all the guys. So yeah. But yeah, that's it for this video. If you like it, make sure to give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. Turn your notification bell on so you know when I have a new video uploaded to the channel. Comment down below anything and everything. As you know, I always take the time to get back to anyone that leaves me a comment because I really do appreciate it. And that is it. So until next time, everyone, take care. Goodbye.